Now let's examine some hormone release mechanisms as well as feedback mechanisms. Hormone release is controlled by negative feedback. This means that as hormone concentrations increase in the bloodstream, the gland that releases that hormone slows its release of that particular hormone. The increasing hormone concentrations feed back to slow the release of the hormone from that gland. This ensures that hormone levels in the blood do not build up to levels that are higher than necessary for triggering a particular response. We also find that this negative feedback mechanism works another way. The more that a target organ responds to a particular hormone, this also feeds back to slow hormone release from a particular endocrine gland. There are three types of stimuli that cause hormone release: humoral stimuli, neural stimuli, and hormonal stimuli. We will start with humoral stimuli and work our way down this list. So some endocrine glands secrete hormones in direct response to changes in levels of a nutrient or a critical ion in the bloodstream or the extracellular fluid. These are examples of humoral stimuli, as the term humoral refers to body fluids. A few examples of glands that release hormones in response to humoral stimuli include the parathyroid gland, which releases parathyroid hormone in response to low blood calcium levels. The pancreas releases insulin when blood glucose is high, and the adrenal gland releases aldosterone when blood sodium is low or blood potassium is high. Some endocrine glands release hormones when the nervous system stimulates them. One prominent example of this is the medulla of the adrenal gland. The adrenal medulla is composed of modified nervous system tissue and will release the hormones epinephrine and norepinephrine in response to stimulation from the sympathetic division of the autonomic nervous system. The hormones epinephrine and norepinephrine control the fight or flight response to short-term stress and danger. Many endocrine glands will release their hormones in response to another hormone. Hormones whose target organ or target tissue is another endocrine gland are referred to as tropic hormones. As one example of this, the anterior pituitary releases a handful of tropic hormones that will influence the thyroid gland, the adrenal glands, or the gonads. And then these glands will then release the particular hormone or hormones that they create. So now that we've explored some mechanisms of hormone release, let's examine how hormones are eventually removed from the bloodstream. The hormones may be broken down and destroyed, or rendered inactive by enzymes at target tissues. The hormone will trigger the response in the target cell or in the target tissue, and then it will be broken down or degraded by enzymes in order to render them inactive. If the hormone is an amino acid-based hormone, they may be removed by the kidneys and excreted from the body through the urine. If the hormone is a steroid-based hormone, they are broken down by the liver. The stars indicate that the removal by the kidney and by the liver are the most common methods of removal and breakdown of hormones. The half-life of a hormone is a measure of how much time is required for half of the hormone to be cleared from the bloodstream. Another way of looking at this is that it is the time required to decrease the hormone concentrations in the blood by half. Water-soluble, the amino acid-based hormones, have the shortest half-lives due to the rapid removal by the kidneys, whereas the steroid-based hormones have the longer half-lives as it takes time for the liver to metabolize them.